Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to set up a custom Windows 10 virtual machine that can be used for digital forensics. We're going to be using the FlareVM from Mandiant. The link will be in the description below. This will work on any clean Windows 10 VM. But for our purposes, well, I'm going to follow Mandiant's instructions. So what I have already done is I have already gone and downloaded their recommended VM. So I'm using this Microsoft Edge VM because it's just going to be a disposable throwaway VM once I'm finished with it. So I open up the link and I choose the Microsoft Edge on Windows 10 VM, and then I select VMware because I'm going to be using VMware Player. I've already actually downloaded and set up this VM. The only caveat about this is that this VM is a 40 gig VM. So if you're going to use this VM, just be aware that you will have to increase the size of the virtual hard disk. And then when you boot into the machine, you will actually have to repartition the hard drive to include that new size. Mandiant recommends 60 gigabytes. I would say probably go about maybe 100 gigabytes just to be on the safe side. So as I said, I already have this VM set up. There's also a couple of other things you need to do. So Mandiant also recommends these pre-installation steps, which is to disable Windows Defender, disable real-time protection, disable cloud, disable automatic sample submission, and add the directory to the exclusion list. So I've actually already disabled Windows Defender. If you go to this link here, this how-to link, it'll explain to you how to go ahead and disable Windows Defender. So what I'll just show you now is actually how to add the directory to the exclusion list. So I'll just go back to my VM here. So what you need to do is, if you go here to settings, and then go down here to update and security, it is, I believe, let me just double check because I actually have it here. Yeah, Windows Security, Virus, Threat and Protection. So Windows Security, Virus, Threat and Protection, and you go down here and you go to Manage Settings. This is also where you can turn off the real-time protection. So if you scroll down here, it is exclusions. So add or remove exclusions, click here, then click add exclusion, go to folder, then you select your C drive or whatever drive you want to add, and then select folder. So I've already actually done all that. So I'm actually ready to go ahead and download FlareVM. So we don't need, yes, that is Internet Explorer, but we're going to get rid of that now. As you can see, I've actually installed Google Chrome. You could also use Edge. It doesn't really matter, but I just installed Google Chrome because that's my preference. So what we're going to do, we'll open up Google Chrome. And while that's opening up, I'm just going to grab the link for GitHub link. So we'll minimize that. Okay, let's go to the GitHub. So that should bring us there. And then what we need to do is go here and download zip. Okay, so once that's finished downloading, it shouldn't take that long. Let's go into the download folder. Should be in downloads. So where are we going? Should be in downloads. So go to downloads. Okay, so we're going to extract. I'm going to extract all. We'll leave it in downloads. So once it's extracted, then what we need to do is, if we're following the Mandiant instructions, we need to open up a Powershell as an administrator. So let's get rid of this here for a moment, and we'll also get rid of that, just to clean things up so we have a nice clean desktop. So go there, type in PowerShell, right click, run as administrator, say yes. And then what we need to do is we will just back up a directory again, and then we will go cd, what was it, cd users. Okay, and I think it was cd IE something. It's an IE. Yeah, and then we go into cd downloads. Okay, and then we just cd into Flare, and we have to cd again into Flare. There we go. Let's just do a quick dir. Okay, so the file that we're looking for is this install.ps1. But first of all, we go back to the Mandiant instructions. What we need to do is run a few commands. So the first one we need to do is run this command, unblock. So, and then what we need is the next command, which is set that. Just minimize that. Okay, and you just say yes, and then I think there's one more command, isn't there? Yeah. So we need to go and now when we do this, it will actually ask you for the password. So in my case, this is going to be the password for this virtual machine, which I think is password with a 0 instead of an O and an exclamation mark at the end. As I said, this is probably going to end up being a throwaway VM, so once I finish installing it, I'll probably get rid of it, because I do have another VM set up on VM workstation. So we just click on install. Okay, so it's asking us for the password, so it's going to be password with a capital P and replace the O with a 0 and then an exclamation mark. And what it's going to do is going to actually start installing. Now this install is going to actually take a while. It will also reboot a few times. So I would probably recommend to start this install maybe at nighttime before you go to bed, and then just go to bed and just leave the computer running. So it will go ahead and I'll just do the install. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to pause the video, and we will come back to it once it's either it'll be fully installed or we'll come back to it in the morning. So yeah, we'll just let it install. As you can see, it's going to go and install all these, everything you need. And like I said, it's going to take a while. So I will see you probably tomorrow morning. It is now the next morning. So now just to finish off the installation, what we need to do is we just need to type in enter. Okay. So we just type in enter to finish the installation. Well, to exit, and then what we'll need to do is we probably will need to reboot the VM. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to actually just go here to actually what I'll do is I'll just reboot it from here. So we'll go here, click on restart. There might be one more little step we have to do. So now it's rebooted, we're just going to enter in the password again. And we've got FlareVM. So some of the tools that come pre-installed with FlareVM, one of the ones is actually CyberChef. So yeah, it's still opening it up in an Explorer, but we can always change. We can always go back into our settings and set it so that the Chrome is our default. But I just want to show you what tools you have. So CyberChef is actually used for deobfuscation. So a lot of the times malware is going to be encoded to try and fool antivirus or detection systems and stuff like that. So what you need to do is you'll need to actually decode that malware. Most of the time it's usually base 64, so you get a bunch of it looks like nonsense, but you throw it in here, you click on from base 64, and you throw it in there, and then you throw in your recipe and it'll give you the output here. I'm not going to do that at the moment. This video was just about how to set up FlareVM. There will be a video later on actually the basics of CyberChef, and also maybe a little bit of how to deobfuscate. I can't even say the word, so I'm just going to say decode the payloads or whatever. Just to show you the basics ones. So yeah, so if what I'll do probably next is probably just set up Chrome to be the default browser. But like I said, all I wanted to do is show you how to install it all. There's other tools there that you can just go and explore yourself. Like I can see there's IDA for if you want to do some reverse engineering. You have Notepad++, which is brilliant for. You can also do a bit of deobfuscation with that. You have Python 2.7 and Python 3 in case you want to write your own scripts. You have Sublime Text, another excellent text editor. You even have Vim for those elite people, and it looks like you even have Visual Studio. So there are a lot of tools there. There's Wireshark there too, which you can use for packet sniffing. I think if you go into other ones, just there might be like other tools. Yeah, there's heaps of tools on it. So if I remember right, I think you just need to go into close that. You don't need it anymore. I think if you go into, I'm not sure where it is, but oh yeah, here we are. Here's a list. So you've got all your tools here. So you can go in here. You've got your utilities. So there, you've got a heap of tools that you can just go through one at a time. So they're all under the Flare. So if you go into Programs, Flare, you've got all your tools here. So you have like tools for Android, you have developer tools. So that's probably, you've even got NASM for assembly language. So yeah, Flash, Forensic. If we go in here, that got autopsy and volatility, which I remember volatility is for I think memory analysis. I can't remember, but yeah. So you can just explore and have a look. But in the next video, what I will be doing is I'll be installing the tools by Eric Zimmerman, and also some Nearsoft tools. So just to give you a very quick idea of what we're going to be doing. So we're just typing Zimmerman tools. I'll just type in SANS just to make it so we know we get the right ones. So yeah, these are the easy tools, SANS Institute. So these are tools that are used by everyday analysts, and also recommended by the SANS Institute. So we'll be actually downloading these. And I'll also show you, there's another tool of his called Kape, which is free for educational use. And I'll show you how to download that and install it too. Because we will be using that probably later on to parse the MFT, if I remember correctly. So, but I'll be showing you how to install these tools, and there's also a few tools by Nearsoft. I think it's an IR. I think these are the ones. So yeah, Nearsoft. There's a few tools here. The main one I'll be using is going to be Browser History View for looking at your actual browser history. I think there might be one here for registry. I can't remember. I'll have to double check that. Well, there's a registry scanner here, but I'm not sure if that's the one I'm thinking of. But I think the one I'm thinking about is Reg Ripper or Registry Viewer. But anyway, we'll be installing those tools anyway in the next video. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and a like. And I look forward to any comments you have. And I'll see you in the next video.